Welcome back everyone to the Castlevania Timeline Marathon. In the last episode we went to the year 1830 in the events of Castlevania's Circle of the Moon, with Nathan Grave vanquishing Dracula. Now let's jump to the year 1862 in the events of Castlevania Order of Ecclesia for the Nintendo DS. Order of Ecclesia is a 2D side-scrolling platform adventure action RPG released in America on October 21st, 2008, in Japan around 2 days later, in Europe on February 6th, 2009, and finally in Australia on March 12th, 2009. The plot involves our new protagonist of the day, Shinoa, who is part of an organization named Ecclesia, in order who's set to defeat Dracula after the Belmonts have vanished after Richter Belmont. With that out of the way, here's the plot to this game. Taking place after both Circle of the Moon and Sultan, sometime in the 1800s, several organizations are created in order to research countermeasures against Dracula and his eventual return. Among these organizations was the Order of Ecclesia, who created magical glyphs based off of Dracula's power named Dominus. Shinoa, our main hero of the day, was chosen by the leader Barlow as the human vessel for Dominus. As the ritual begins, Dominus' glyph, those being anger, hatred, and agony, are stolen by Shinoa's colleague Albus, and thus Shinoa loses her memories and emotions. After tons of boss fights, quests, and tons, and I mean tons, of slaughtering of countless monsters, on two occasions Shinoa manages to track down Albus, who willingly gives her the first two glyphs. But for the third, it's time for a boss fight. Upon killing Albus, Shinoa absorbed both his mind and his soul, as well as the final piece of Dominus. Now it's time to confront Barlow. Shinoa then proceeds to kill Barlow, who then sacrifices himself to bring Dracula back to life. And we all know this song and dance, Drac is back, go kick his crack. Albus then sacrifices his soul in Shinoa's place, and thus Dracula is now killed for what felt like the 9,000th time in a row, and Shinoa manages to escape the collapsing castle. And that was the plot of Order of Ecclesia, and while it's fairly obvious who the true villain is from the start, I find the adventure in this game rather well crafted. So how's the gameplay on the other hand? The gameplay of Ecclesia uses the aforementioned 2D side-scrolling action RPG of the previous Metroidvania games, though a new combat mechanic only for this game, that being the glyph system, allows Shinoa to collect glyph symbols and use them for combat. There are a total of 100 glyphs the player can use, but they chew through your magic points like crazy. Upon beating the main campaign, you unlock some new features, those being the sound test so you can listen to this game's great soundtrack, Boss Rush, which is still what I enjoy for most Castlevania games, and Albus mode, where you can play as the main character with the magic gun. So gameplay overall encourages multiple playthroughs, which is what I love about these games. So, Order of Ecclesia, is it still a good game to be played? Yes, it is. This game, while it can be confusing for some, is still tons of fun from the gameplay department to the story and the adventure overall. I'm giving Castlevania Order of Ecclesia a 9 out of 10. Now I hear from you all. Have you played Order of Ecclesia and could you recommend it to a friend? Leave your answers in the comments below. Subscribe and turn on that notification bell. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Links are down below. I've been Horror Kid, and I will see you all with Castlevania Bloodlines for the Sega Genesis. Till then, take care.